Hello friends, it's Chops. Welcome to another Chops vlog. We're going to make this one kind of quick. I promised myself I'd stop giving myself excuses to say this, but I didn't have much time to play this week. I spent most of my weekend drinking way too much, recovering from drinking way too much, and yelling at the government. So I didn't get much time to put in much work on the old free-to-play. And what time I did get to put in, I did manage to finish up Warlords of Draenor Cooking. Yes, done. And I also did, I think, as many Legion engineering schematics as I can get. I need to double check a couple that might be available open world, but I did all the quests up until I got level gated out of the engineering quests. So I kind of expected that to happen eventually. I did get to go a little bit farther than I thought I would, which is nice. But I did eventually end up hitting quests that are just too high level to keep going. So the only thing I have left to do in Legion now is Legion fishing and Legion cooking, knock out a little bit of exploration, and it's on to BFA. But I have also spent a bit of time this week doing the Fire Festival, fire desecration and blessing quests, which you should do, by the way. There are a ton of cool toys from the Fire Festival, and for some reason the Fire Festival is like the one world event that actually gets a lot of updates every week or every year, or not, I guess a lot of updates and not every year, but it does seem to be the one that they add things to most frequently. And I have been really bad about, ooh, look at that, keeping up with all the toys that they add to this event. And they've added 3 more this year. So I'm going to try to get as many of those knocked out this year as possible, which involves doing all of the fires for the Burning Blossom currency. And I still don't think I'm going to have enough, like by a long shot. But there are some cool ones that I feel like getting. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. That's where we're at. Didn't get a whole lot done. Just was doing too many other things in real life. That said, we do have some news to talk about. Sorry, I kind of spaced out there for a second. We do have some news to talk about. The Dragonflight pre-order is up, and they mentioned on the pre-order that Dragonflight will release on December 31st, 2022 or before. So it is coming by the end of the year, they've said, which of course has caused much consternation amongst the overly involved, who are looking at this and saying, oh no, there's just not enough time between now and then for them to make a good X-Pack. It's going to be rushed and it's going to be awful. And like, one, this assumes that they only just now started working on the expansion. 2, it also assumes that they started working on the expansion around the same time that they started work on other expansions previously. But I swear to you, I remember them saying something around 9.1.5 that they had already started development on Dragonflight. Like they knew they were going to short Shadowlands. Or I guess not short it. It's going to end up being one of the longest expansions ever, I think. Or maybe one of the third longest. Anyways, they were going to short it in terms of patches, total patches. I think they said that they had already started on it. So they are likely farther along in the development cycle than they normally are when they make an expansion announcement. Plus, this is going to be a less involved expansion. They've already kind of conceded that. It's pretty much just a talent overhaul and some new content and a higher level cap. Okay. I don't know. But I don't think that is a roundabout way to say I don't think we need to worry about it being rushed. It seems to be on par with all of the other expansions, assuming alpha and beta testing is coming out in the next week or so, I assume. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I'm not much of a Blizzard watcher. I just think people are people are very quick to turn around and find a reason to complain about something. Like if they had come out and said it was spring of next year, it would just be all the same people that are complaining that it's too soon would be complaining that that's too long. And LOL, small indie company and whatever, to just find something to whine about. There is an economy out there built around whining about Blizzard. So people are going to find a way to do it anyway. So I don't think there's much worry there. The only worry it does actually kick up is that I've got to really put this free-to-play thing into high gear. I only have 5 or 6 months until the next expansion comes out to sort of finish up everything that I wanted to do this expansion. I know you're saying to yourself, man, 5 to 6 months, it's a lot of time. And it is. But it's also like a lot of the things that I want to do are going to take a lot of time. And I don't exactly, if you haven't learned this by now, I don't exactly spend a whole lot of time sitting down for long hours at a time playing the game. You know, it's sporadic at the end of the workday, during the week, and maybe a little bit on the weekends. So I've really got to like focus down and get a lot of these projects that I've been working on knocked out. And I've got less than half a year to do it. So that's kind of a problem. I've got to really sit down and prioritize. Like I had a lot of things, and I think I talked about this in a previous video. Like I wanted to farm some transmogs, and I wanted to work on some reputations, and I wanted to farm a little bit of extra gear, like some esoteric pieces of gear just to have them. So I really need to like sit down and be like, okay, well, what is most important to me? What goals am I going to be pursuing? What do I want to get done? What do I feel like needs to get done before we wander into Dragonflight, right? So like, what do I feel like needs to get done before that happens? And I think a lot of that is like the gear farming, right? Like I want a vibroblade, and you know, there's always a possibility that they change the level requirements of it, or they change something that it stops dropping, or stuff like that. So I've got to like find some time to sit down and prioritize I'm sorry, my cat's really distracting. Sit down and like prioritize my end game, which I talked a little bit about last week, but that's kind of where I'm at today. Is getting that organized. So, but yeah, that's big news. So that's the Chopsvlog for this week, guys. Is just me talking a little bit about the Dragonflight release date. Sorry, it's not more entertaining. Sorry, we're not moving into BFA yet. Probably BFA by next week. Actually, yeah, we're going into BFA next week. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Even if I'm not done with Legion fishing and Legion cooking, we're moving into it because I feel like I've got to accelerate the timeline a little bit, and we got to get that done and knocked out. And I can always just like come back to cooking and fishing. Those don't ever really take too long. It's the sitting down and knocking out a huge chunk of questing that typically is what holds me up, because it does require finding the time to do it. And when that time presents itself, like it's looking like it will over the 4th of July weekend, I am going to take it and take advantage of that. So yeah, we are gonna move into BFA next week, even if it means having to circle back around. Ooh, God, circle back. God, oh, corporate life is taking over my entire existence. Even if it means coming back around to Legion professions at a later date. But yeah, that's it. That's the chat for this week. Sorry it wasn't more entertaining, or sorry there wasn't more progress made, but they're not all going to be winners. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and I will talk to you next time.